지금 세상 리무치 초다 리중 세주 리무치 초죄 러주 넘버 2에 겸내 긴도행기 대다 비미 지주 기 시경 개왕 로산 생기초 나데 산에 조조 구샵 스린 도제 라루라 초다 다나시 나데 지두 자 지두 구샵 투데 총알 초 안다나 신기 라다 리지온 야게 초베 대변다.
So with all the dignitaries, the Ladakh Hill councillors and the MLA from Ladakh and MP from Ladakh, as well as everyone gathered here, including the students and the general public. So on this occasion of the 83rd birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, we would like to greet Your Holiness. Happy birthday. So His Holiness the Dalai Lama offered the lamp so we would like to request everyone to rise for the national anthems of India and Tibet, led by the TCV students, and then there will be a song of a birthday song of His Holiness. Bharat Bhagya Vidhata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Bindra Uttara Banga India Himachal Yamuna Ganga Unchal Chalakita Tava Shubha Nami Jagi Tava Shubha Ashish Mangi Gai Tava Jaya Gai Jana Gana Mangala Naik Jai Bharat Bharat Jaya Hi Jaya Hi Jaya Hi Jaya 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 Chi le ji ru cho ge do ji kam su den de cho kun cham ze yong nam gu ga wa ya ni u pang gong la re pun zo de xi nga dang ye pun zhong chun ka sun ji kyun la di ki zo den so be ke chu si ki be yun Den çocuğu gibi tanıyan belki koşu belacı Ben döndü geçen yürüdü Taşıyana ben kotorvesi Naço mümbe yüle geçi One gish to young days
국제체 협력당 같은 회항스파우니스 야가리 갤로 양 포천메 갤로 양 테스팅나 전에 동라야 솔리 고르마 데모낭 양포 금도네 산적스당 메왕스라 훌라자죠 전에 금도네 그 국가를 잡다 전에 요산행하다 japon pendang hidup pada kota Jakarta tentang election namanya saya senangnya antara setan pasum kancan Himalaya yang
Ama patlıcı. Do you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Okay. So LB Ladakh Buddhist Association President Sampin Tinle presents a birthday gift to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So he'll give a welcome speech on this 83rd birthday celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. This is a homage to the Buddha. The leader of the whole world, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Yungwin Chetang Rinpoche, Gaden Tisu Rinpoche, the former Gaden Tepa, Gyabje Tisu Rinpoche, as well as the Rinpoches and reincarnate Lamas. And the monastics, the Sangha community, and the president of the Central Tibetan Administration, Dr. Lobsang Sengye, MLAs, executive councillors, and Tibetans and all the Ladakhis. I would like to thank everyone for coming here for this celebration of the 83rd birthday of His Holiness. So, happy birthday to you, Your Holiness, on this 83rd birthday celebration. The fact that you are so healthy, even at this age, is a gratification not only for us, but with this, but all people. So I would like to express happy birthday to Your Holiness. As His Holiness ages, it gives us year by year we feel comfortable. So His Holiness, the fact that His Holiness lives, let's His Holiness is a symbol of peace on this earth. His Holiness has been very kind to us, giving his advice and instructions and exhortation to us, and we will still receive such in the future as well. We look forward to receive such advice and instructions. The other day, His Holiness again said that he would be able to live another 20 years. So this is a great occasion for joy to all of us in the world. So we are also thinking of how to make sure that the teaching of the Buddha endures for a long time. So we have started a training program for language as well as culture. So we pay heed to the advice of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, as well as the leaders of all the different Tibetan Buddhist traditions, Sajjan Nyingma Gyalo Kagyu and so forth of Tibet. We would like to request Your Holiness to visit Ladakh again and again. So we celebrate this occasion with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. His Holiness has come to Ladakh many times and given lots of teachings and advice to us Ladakhis, to us. The gift that we could give to His Holiness is to be practical about His advice to us, to practice what He advises us. I say happy birthday and Tashide like 100,000 times, Your Holiness. So we are here to celebrate His Holiness the Dalai Lama and pray for his long life. So we would like to present a musical offering from the Dhamma Suna. So His Holiness will be presented the cake, birthday cake, and also the traditional Tibetan tu. Why does everybody get up? People have to sit down so everybody can see. No, His Holiness is taking the birthday cake.
Kata lama chen, saya singna, dan lama itu kerja sanjay si, kerja malam nang rakse, ngaje campur seul masih pada ni kurbucan, dan kurbucan ni losari berkaje, lama itu dapat sanjay si sendal nang rakse, dan lama sekarang masih kita khusus lama chen, yang kundon nambah, dan ngatang ras lama itu saja. Milik akan jalan sampai ulu nanti, dan itu akan kalah sesuatu, dan itu milik luluskan bezase, dasar telekom staf sendiri, losari terus melatang pulano, dari lama, dan akan sui bukan dawa, dan kunci dia, dan cuma cari memang sesuatu, dan losari apa kita, apa lu tu zikra pula dasar semua, zikra dasar.
Oh, chikshuta. Oh, this other. Tadi, ani, ni jenan dikta. So the cake and the Tibetan traditional cheese cake would be distributed to all. So please be seated quietly, calmly. Next is a performance by Ladakhis from the Sham region, Chirpuchin of Sham region. Chirpuchin, Skirpuchin. Droppa marwa. Droppa tuluna.
Suze, losoma, tashishi, gawe standardici, skipping, nimashachi, tashishi, julashi, steng, halang chot, oh, luyulang chot, minyambe, bilang nyamchu, ka, tamsal, hinga, tosal, chochi, ikpar, zanyulang chot.
Offering to the gods and others. Nagas and so forth. People from Skirpuchin. Bak aslında. Kema. Mito. This. Thank you, performers from the artists from the Sturkchen. So this performance was especially presented for His Holiness's auspicious birthday celebration. Mr. Tunduk Tsering, the so we'd like to thank the performers from the Sham area of Ladakh. So this is the speech of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, read by Mr. Tunduk Tsering. Today, the Tibetan Royal Year 2135, Earth Dark Year, 23rd day of the 5th Tibetan month, 6th of July 2018. On this occasion, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, champion of peace, supreme leader of Tibetan people, I would like to pay my due respect to Your Holiness on this 83rd birthday of yours, on behalf of the Tibetan Parliament in exile, and wish you a happy birthday. So due to some karmic connection with the Tibetan people nation, Your Holiness was born in 1935 as the son of Father Chögyön Tsering and Mother Sanam Somo. So since then, you have now come to the age of 83, and on this auspicious occasion, people all over the world are celebrating your birthday today. So on this auspicious occasion, we would like to, because you too live long, to send forth your light, your sun. So Tibetans everywhere in the world and others are celebrating your birthday. And we remember your 3 major commitments and revival of the ancient Indian wisdom in India, in modern India. So for many decades, Your Holiness has performed your deeds of enlightenment all over the world for everyone. And you have democratized the Tibetan government in exile, administration. In 1987, you brought out the 5-point peace plan for Tibet, and in 1988, you came up with a proposal in the Strasbourg proposal in the European Parliament. Since then, people around the world have paid special attention to the Tibetan cause, and your glorious deed of non-violence to solve the Tibetan issue has won the prizes such as Nobel Peace Prize in 1989 and the Congressional Gold Medal in 2007, and also the Templeton Award. Jeremy. So while people around the world support Tibetan cause, inside Tibet, the Chinese government is putting lots of restrictions on Tibetan our religion and language. In the report, U.S. government report on human rights and culture in Tibet, it is mentioned that there is so much restriction on Tibetan culture and religion in the Chinese government policy. So the situation inside Tibet, the human rights situation inside Tibet, as well as restrictions on Tibetan culture and language, religion, is getting worse and worse day by day inside Tibet. Under the Chinese so there's every danger of obliterating the Tibetan culture, religion and language. This is recognized by the United Nations organization. And regarding the human rights situation inside Tibet, the UNO has criticized very strongly so it's a reality that the human rights situation is getting worse and worse, and also the Tibetan environment is in great danger. So the Chinese government is extracting gold, silver and other precious metals in Tibet. And the building of the railroad in Tibet is also poses danger to the neighboring countries. So the aim of the Chinese government is to practice population transfer into Tibet with all the so-called developments and progress that they are making in Tibet. So this past May, a so-called representative of the Tibet Autonomous Region went to Canada, and they repeated the usual government propaganda, which is totally the opposite of the real situation inside Tibet that the report gave. So there was an occasion for the CTA, the Central Tibetan Administration, to present the real situation about in Parliament, as this opportunity was proffered by the Canadian Parliament. Parliamentarian members of Tibet Support Group.
얘네 자기가 사쇼가지나 매번 해서 써봐. 대를 기사 보내는데 얘가 진짜 준비해서 유럽 와지 공항을 지금 경우에 제저카 내주기 실 장소 회성 가정 담당주 오도초 이기 구수 대단예배 가세 제반나야 오도초 눈에 밥 나는 길 저는 저기
As the next year, according to the Tibetan inauspicious year for His Holiness the must be alert and put effort in creating peace amongst us through spiritual practice. We would like to thank the media for all your support throughout these years of exile on this special occasion of the 83rd birthday celebration of His Holiness. A long life, and that all your aspirations, noble aspirations, may be fulfilled without problems, difficulties. Dalai Lama, we have many more performances of dance. This sweet. Okay, so this is a cultural troupe of Ladakh. And his colleagues will present a traditional Ladakhi song.
독재체 지워 수족대로 원발이 라마켄
Damadung.
싹싹 로아르 쪽 포레스 라무인데 랑스타이리가 이때 daksa lakse katsel yangza kaspauni soksna rame stanlama zegra pulazas Yangkong square transkari skapsla tenika daman ma jaspajek isin ruskumduni chakna Ali Mamat tang topaon la singtak
Oh,
Ashraf Ali Lama square transkari skapsla Muslim community choksna Basapa Ladakh ki
Muslim.
ani seva khachi na
Himalaya. Chairman of Anjuman is going to give his speech. On behalf of all the Muslims of Ladakh, this occasion, 83rd birthday celebration of His Holiness Dalai and life. All of us for many years have been coming and Ladakh and on the His Holiness' lectures. Has created has sent a message of peace in the world. Very fortunate because His Holiness has today on his 83rd birthday it's very fortunate for us to be able to celebrate and songs and so forth. Since quite some time. Since quite some time. and the message in different religious traditions for peace and harmony in the world. His Holiness has and wherever he advises and talks about religious harmony and friendship amongst the people of different religious traditions and are in different parts of the world today. He always talks about peace in the world, peace amongst people and religions and so forth. For this message of peace. Responsibility to put into practice the advice and instructions of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. All people of the different religious keep deep within their heart the advice of His Holiness the Dalai Lama and be practical about them. I don't have much to say. Thank you. Thank you. School, London. All girls. So this is thanking the London Model School, Ladakh Public School, and
식된 컨텐츠로 GST 방에 들어갔다 거의 총스카레자 얘는 회의 첫바직 법적 상매말 데모살라자스 킹딱바남 독재체
Thank you all the students
가사
for
라마케네
your performance.
얘는 예톱직 अर्ग्याक्सा 뉴델리나
The President
히말라야
Tawang
레스라 착서 옆간이 얘는 낭파
of the Nalanda Tradition Association of the Nalanda, profound Nalanda to Tibet, and from there to the Himalayan regions of India. So on this 83rd celebration of your 83rd birthday, we have Director of Tawang Foundation, resolution aims and objectives. Conference and has held the what did you in the David Tamshis? He didn't get. Of Tawang Foundation is going to give a presentation.
Our to the Bodhisattva of compassion, manifestation of Avalokiteshvara, His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama. On this of 83rd birthday of His Holiness, our deepest gratitude, our prayers for his life. Long live His Holiness. With the blessings of His Holiness the Maling Gombu, Director of the Tawang Foundation, to present a brief Gurugram in the NCR region of Delhi, cultural preservation and identity and the challenges in the 21st century. Now, the members of the conference, led by the convener, His Eminence Lochen Tulku Rinpoche, the 19th incarnation, core committee members, LBA President Sri Chawang Thinles, and the Ladakh Gonpa Association President Geshe Chatap Champa, and Sri Kempo Rangdol to come over and present the resolution to His Holiness the 14th.
lochen turgudire.
The 14th Dalai Lama, His Holiness Drikung Kyabgon Rinpoche, monks, Rinpoches, of the monastic community, and brothers and sisters of Ladakh. All of us are, which is the house undergoing a vibrant, undergoing at a very crucial development. The Indian Himalayan region are strategically The Indian Himalayan regions are strategically unity and integration. It has been strongly felt that the strategic Himalayan regions development of the Indian Himalayan culture, that is the Nalanda tradition of Buddhism that we are practicing. लद्दाख से लेके मोंजुल तक का जो हमारा ट्रेडिशन का संस्कृति है, काफी नाजुक दौर से गुजर रहा है। वो करीबन 210 delegates of learned Rinpoches from the Himalayan region, learned Geshes,
The
and other
challenges that we are
dignitaries
facing in the
had
21st
gathered
century,
and
the
assembled
Himalayan
at 9th
we
and
held the
3rd.
2 days
ये हमारे
conference.
हमारी जो
Culture Association, which covers from region of Mun.
The first time from assembled at Gurugram, Delhi NCR to deliberate on the cultural institutions and monasteries. 210 monks, nuns, social workers, journalists, academicians that consisted of 42 delegations from Ladakh region led by the Ladakh Buddhist Association, 32 delegates from Himachal Pradesh led by his delegates from Sikkim and Kalimpong, Salugara and Darjeeling, and 43 delegates from Mon, Arunachal, monks and scholars from the South India, 36 nuns from the Himalayan region and delegates the issues that concern the Himalayan region. The 2 days that marathon per day touch on all the issues and everybody participated. The conference was inaugurated by the chairman of the Joint Intelligence Committee, Sri R.N. Ravii, Government of India, who needed and important for the strategy. Assured from his that the Tawang Foundation is making for the unification. The valedictory function of the conference was graced by India, Sri Kiran Rijiju, who appreciated the efforts made in the from his ministry for the mission that the conference is trying to accomplish for the strategic cultural development of the Himalayas. Was kind enough to grace the valedictory function. The conference unanimously passed of Indian Himalayan tradition and for the development of monastic education, council for transforming the monasteries, curriculum recognition. Yes, हमारे हिमालयन रीजन के जो तकलीफ है, जो डेलीगेट्स दिल्ली में असेंबल हुए थे, वहां पर सब लोगों ने 2 दिन का जिसमें इस रेजोल्यूशन में एक जो हमारे परिषद का गठन करने का निर्णय लिया गया, वो परिषद का नाम रखा गया भारतीय हिमालय नालंदा बुद्धिस्ट संस्कृति का परिषद। तो ये जो है इस परिषद का नाम रहेगा भारतीय हिमालय नालंदा बौद्ध संगठित होके एक बुद्धिस्ट वॉइस, एक नालंदा ट्रेडिशन का वॉइस के रूप में भारत के साथ में, भारत सरकार के साथ में तालमेल करके हमारे भारत की जो हिमालयन रीजन की जो स्ट्रेटेजिक डेवलपमेंट है उस पर काम करेंगे। इंडियन हिमालयन काउंसिल ऑफ नालंदा बुद्धिस्ट ट्रेडिशन। अब मैं जो हमारे रेजोल्यूशन पास हुए आपके सामने रखूंगा और इस जो हमारा 2 दिन का सम्मेलन जो दिल्ली में हुआ उसमें हमारा होलिनेस जी
So I will read the resolution conference, and we have full blessing of His Holiness Dalai Lama. NCR region. So we are very, very grateful to all the traditions of the Buddhist Nalanda tradition for their blessings. So I'll read this.
Cultural preservation and identity, challenges and the way forward in the 21st century. Double free by Hilton Gurugram, the August House of Learned Delegates from the Himalayan region of India after 2 days of for the formation of Indian Himalayan Buddhist Council of Nalanda tradition as an apex body to address the challenges the Buddhist communities and its socio-cultural and the religious structures are facing, and that the Indian Himalayan Council of and will initiate the efforts to evolve a common curriculum for the monastic education and start education for the education in the monasteries. It will work National Institute of Open was recognized by the Government of India, Ministry of Human Resource Development, to formulate education system with the modern education system, whose certificate will be recognized in the government and other institutions. The Indian Himalayan Council of Nalanda Buddhist Tradition and institutions and reconnect the symbiotic relationship between Sangha and the lay people. तो ये जो हमारा मेन रेजोल्यूशन जो अडॉप्ट हुआ नेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस गुरुग्राम दिल्ली में, आज आप लद्दाख के लोग यहाँ पर होलीनेस का 83rd occasion, auspicious occasion पर हम लद्दाख से हम लोग सब जो है इस होलीनेस को एक करता हूँ कि आप लोग हमारे तरफ से इस होलीनेस को 83rd कर। तो मैं एक लाइन बोलूंगा तो हमारा जन्मदिन का
give His Holiness a gift. These 3 lines, and please repeat after me this. करेंगे. Our language and tradition, and we are going to turn the monastic institutions monastics and the lay people. Any confrontation or some kind of issue that remains, that comes between, would be our gifts to His Holiness on this. डेंडोंग से लेके आपको दार्जिलिंग, वेस्ट बंगाल, कालीम्पोंग, उत्तराखंड, लद्दाख के पूरा हिमाचल रीजन से लोगों ने हिज होलीनेस के लिए एक बर्थडे ग्रीटिंग मैसेज भेजा है। मैं अनुरोध करूंगा हिज एमिनेंस लोचिन टुलपू रिम्बुचे उस मैसेज को, बर्थडे ग्रीटिंग को हिज होलीनेस करेंगे हिज एमिनेंस लोचिन टुलपू रिम्बुचे। Piggy stammer chick land the life. It's going to Your His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the Omniscient One, and God. Rinpoche of English. And all the lamas, Rinpoches and monastics, and the president of the CTA, Dr. Gompa Association, Ladakh Gompa Association president, and everyone gathered here. On the 29th and 30th of June, Malin Gompo, we held this Himalayan Buddhist cultural regions of Ladakh, Zanskar, Spiti, Kinnaur, and Uttarakhand, as well as Muantawang. And so, in other words, people from 6 different states of India. Geishis and Geishimas and experts. So there were 220 plus representatives gathered to preserve Buddhist culture, and we made a resolution. And then, one of the main objectives of this conference was to turn the monastic centers into the learning centers of institutions in the Himalayan regions. This is achieved, we will receive recognition from the Indian government. We will make our plea to the Indian government. Its recognition. So the reason why I'm here today So I'm representing this Himalayan to greet His Holiness on his 83rd birthday and convey my Tashidelic. Congratulations. And may Your Holiness beings, and particularly the Buddhists and the Himalayan people, I request you to live long well. So Indian Himalayan Buddhist Council of the Nalanda tradition So I would like to read our greetings to Your Holiness.
We, the representatives of Buddhists from Arunachal Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh and Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir, who are gathered in the National Capital Region, communities, culture preservation and identity and challenges in 21st century, held under the aegis 2018, submit our deepest respect to His good wishes to His Holiness on his 83rd birthday. Your Holiness, people of by your message of peace, compassion, with your efforts in promoting secular ethics and religious harmony has resonated throughout the world, bridging humanity among us. We science which has opened a new horizon for research. Today we are also celebrating this occasion. Holiness's work to peace, human rights, and democracy. We deeply teachings which have contributed deeply to the enhancement of peace and happiness in the lives of our people. Your Holiness, you are the beacon of the Bodhisattva of compassion region. To Your Holiness on your 83rd birthday, and Holiness a long and healthy life. Signed by Himalayan Buddhist Committee, Culture Preservation and Identity Challenges in
सॉल्यूशंस जो हमारे बोडी भाषा जो सारे हिमालय क्षेत्र में हम लोग स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, वो बोडी भाषा का मांग को दूसरा जो है लद्दाख का जो बहुत साल यूटी का स्टेटस मिलना चाहिए, उस रेजोल्यूशन को भी वहां पे जो नेशनल पूरे जो हिमालय क्षेत्र है के डिमांड को लेके हैं। और दूसरा लद्दाख में रहेगा और लद्दाख बुद्धिस्ट एसोसिएशन जो इसको होस्ट
and also to give the Ladakh an autonomous status, Union Territory status.
धन्य है कि उन्होंने हमारे हिमालय क्षेत्र को मार्गदर्शन किया है और एक जो है हमारी संस्कृति का संरक्षण और संवर्धन के लिए
We feel very grateful to His Holiness for His blessings for preservation and of the Himalayan region. Both Maling Gonpo and Gyabjil Loch for us, so we
Hello.
So thanking the director of Tabang Foundation Rinpoche for their speech. Visiting Chitin and her colleagues.
cultural the cultural sound yang dana tokla leg Ladakh Island Culture Society artist pun dana tokla Sindu Targam Society artist pun Kutete onangata la sejong atine tangkang tokla lena bajam yukuyot Sotot gomboyo mesesimet dering lami ene kue kuskari da ngata masena ngata hu masalna yang pisalan molem ene kasir yang matamo di sana lami ta masukla siltapan kujete kata directing nanya
Executive Councillor
Speech by Executive Councillor of Ladakh. Gyal.
The most venerable His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama, evidence Capon Gandhar people started with His evidence and His Sikkim honorable monks, Chetan Wangchuk, dignitaries, large sea of people present in Ladakh and Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development.
Happy birthday, 14th Dalai Lama. Thank you for blessing all of us. Once in a life privilege and special honor for me and all of us. Your Holiness, turning compassion into action for all of us, especially for our younger generation. The Ladakhi people describes himself as a simple monk, no more, no less. To us all, you are the earthy manifestation of the living Buddha. To the international community, His Holiness is the spiritual leader of the Tibetan Buddhism followers. His Holiness is a source of wisdom and is a positive example of how to make the world a better place to live and thrive on. Been a region of strategic importance, from being an important to gaining of the status of an important tourist destination in recent years. Ups and downs, Ladakhi's cultural resources and its systems are an interesting episode of human interaction with nature, with characteristics like a judicious mix of optimum utilization of resources and a spirit of self-reliance with a strong sense of interdependence from people and communities. Ladakhis, therefore, have a strong while embracing modern development and social processes through UN charters. As the want and shall strive for our government to be compassionate. Ladakh has undergone a transformation process since the creation of LHADCs. With path of sustainable and equitable development while ensuring a high degree of mutual cooperation between communities and regions. While we have challenges to face, we resolve to move forward with commitment to social justice and peaceful coexistence. Once again, we seek your blessings and continued guidance in our future. To be in the presence today of a great teacher, no matter what religion or faith tradition we may follow, let us, all of us, be fully alert to and accepting of his message sake and for those who will follow us on this earth. Your Holiness, at the end, once again, I heartily congratulate you on the 83rd birthday of Your Holiness. Tukje July.
Tukjeche, Skojaps, Biwangal, Skumdola, and Rizong, Yargat Hansoxi Shoxna, Skosabjust Lazas, Impact. Then a pot Cholkasumi, Merexica, Zigra Pulachasenok, what me Hansoxne.
The three traditional provinces of Tibet. Presentation. An opera performance by the Tibetans.
jadi orang
Sonamlingi Cultural Association ni Lapton Paula Sintak Panang Turjeche Daksaika then Skumduni Square Tuskar Skapsla Tamo Kapton Yajasamema Demo Tabazas Square Tuskar Skapsla then Ngatang Nangpe Hujong Sangmana then Yekata Kakur Kapsa Zatoteno then kaduk ngatang nang Sokyul Mongolia ma nyamo then skabje Wazajimboche chok ika pepseteno then nge skabje rimboche skumdunla sulwata ben yaraika pepste then square tunskar ska Wazaj tulkuskumdun
아니 겹지
the refuge and the custodian, the upholder of the entire teaching of the Buddha, Your Holiness Dalai Lama, and Jegong Sesang Rinpoche, Gyabji Zong Rinpoche, and the teachers. The leaders and the representative from MUN and greet you. I'm nervous in front of His Holiness, so I'd like to apologize if I make mistakes. At the lion's golden throne of His Holiness Dalai Lama, I pay my due respect and prostrations on this 83rd birthday celebration of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. Has performed deeds of peace in the world, and I'd like to congratulate you on this birthday celebration. The third Dalai Lama, Shiwatsel, due to his deeds, the whole of Mongol region was transformed into a Buddhist land. The teaching of the Buddha was completely destroyed in Mongolia. Suffering and destruction. 1979, His Holiness the Dalai Lama made his first visit to Mongolia, and since then we have students in the ministrations and other secular schools. So doctors, qualified Tibetan traditional doctors, and other scholars. The late Kalgajitan Thampa So we, the people of Mongolia, and today the Garden Monastery have reinstituted the study of philosophy and logic in our monasteries. Pray for His Holiness to live long. That's a Mongolian. All under your guidance from life after life. President बोल रहा है आजकल. हमारा पार्लियामेंट में पास किया है प्रेसिडेंट करके. हाँ. Next, Dr. Lawson Sengye, the President of the Central Tibetan Administration. Speech. Give us your statement. Today, on this auspicious and joyous occasion of the 80th Sky-Shock and Tibetan River, join millions of admirers across the globe in wishing His Holiness your good health. Respect to Your Holiness, I would like to congratulate you on your 83rd birthday. I also pay my respects to Dentisu Rinpoche and all the dignitaries and the people of the Tibetan Cabinet Ministry. The statement of the and Vizir Rinpoche and others have also given their speech in Tibetan. So today, as there are many Indians and Westerners,
I would like to acknowledge President Sawantilya for organizing His Holiness the Dalai Lama's birthday celebration. The Wangil and the council members of the Ladakh Hill Council, Honorable Singh Dojala, MLA Ngawa Rinzi, dignitaries on the stage, and other Tibetan officers. Today, to be standing here, birthday of His Holiness, the great presence of His Holiness himself. Central Tibetan administration, happy birthday. This beautiful, very fortunate, celebrate his birthday here. People from all over the world travel just to get a glimpse. For people of Tibet, just to get 5 seconds, 50 seconds, or even 5 minutes of his but His Holiness himself, people of Ladakh, on his most special day. Spent not just 3 days, which weeks in the place of Ladakh. Fortunate and very blessed. This year calls for a double His Holiness birthday, Central Tibet. As a thank you year, thank you to the world, thank you to India for being our most steadfast supporter for the Tibetan. His Holiness Dalai Lama always says, remember, only make new friends, because for the last 60 years. That is why the Tibetan issue is alive. We are standing here. Some of you been with us for years, but we just want to urge you to be a little more patient. The nation that we are going towards, the return of His Holiness Dalai Lama to Lhasa, the capital city of journey for a little longer. Today is a special day, a very special day, because on this day in a peasant family in a remote, he was recognized as the 14th Dalai Lama. At the age of 16, he was enthroned and empowered both the spiritual and political leadership. At 24, Tibet was occupied by the communist Tibet to come to India. The young boy from the tiny Taksar village would go on to make history on the world stage. The incredible achievement of His Holiness. He has traveled to authored 100 books, and he has been awarded more than for his commitment to environment, U.S. Congressional Gold Medal for a Messenger of Peace, the John Temple, and we all know Nobel Peace Prize, among others. One of His Holiness' biggest achievement is the fact that his own country of coming found. He has become a symbol of peace. He found the formula of happiness, not just for himself, not just for Tibetan people, not just for Buddhists around the world, but for the entire humanity. His Holiness' commitment to and practice a strong, resilient, and happy person that he is. Every morning and meditates and prays for 4 hours. And he does the most difficult meditation. That is to give love and compassion to your enemy and take hatred from your enemy. Every morning he visualizes his own death. And if you overcome death, and if you overcome your enemy, you are a happy person. Now, it's not that easy. Try to visualize and give love and compassion even to your family. You will give it on Wednesday, your mood will be all. Gives love and compassion to enemy every day. That's millions around the world listen to and attend His Holiness the Dalai Lama's teaching on compassion and happiness. From Alaska to Australia to Bangalore, His of happiness. Just last week, the happiness curriculum, a unique curriculum of its kind, focusing. This will be introduced in all the curriculum was attended by 1,000 principals and 4,000 teachers, so that love, you need happiness, will be getting happiness from now on with the blessing of. There is an urgent need for curriculum of happiness or secular ethics around the world. The dark history of the world is not enough to become a good leader. Have committed massacre, committed death and destruction, but they were smart, they were intelligent, but they didn't have compassion in heart. For example, Mao Zedong killed no less than 30 million. Is estimated to have killed 11 killed anywhere from 6 million. Death of 500,000 people. Khmer Rouge in Cambodia has killed more than 3 million people in Cambodia. All these leaders were intelligent when they were young. They were very smart when they were young. But what each of them lacked was compassion and empathy. Hence, teaching on secular ethics and happiness is essential to ensure that the future generation of leaders grow up not only to become a successful professional, will be a capable leader, but a compassionate and loving leader which will bring peace and prosperity to the world. What you see is the decline of internationalism and liberalism, rise of nationalism and extremism on the basis of religion and race is rampant. Violence is rampant in the world. What do you need to be loving and to be happy? Schools around the world. Already, some states in America, in Canada, and Europe are teaching the curriculum of happiness or secular ethics. It is time we also do it in Asia as well. The city of India, it's a beginning of a new initiative. So I and introduce secular ethics and curriculum of happiness in their own schools, that then the future leaders will become more compassionate and kind. Of His Holiness Dalai Lama, to revive Nalanda tradition in India, I want to congratulate of preserving and promoting that in Tibet, after the occupation of Tibet, 98% of monasteries and nunneries were destroyed. And nuns were disrobed. As we know, it was complete stone by stone. Exiled Tibetans, we rebuilt all the major monasteries destroyed in Tibet. Similarly, Nalanda tradition has spread all across the Himalayan, established around the world. Great work made by monks and nuns of Tibet. Buddhism in private and social space. So the government policy is to demolish monasteries, and in Tibet are reviving Buddhism. And oddly but true, China has become the largest Buddhist country in the whole world. That the Nalanda tradition should India. Nalanda tradition for its own sake, because there's a lot of discussion going on in India. Is limited to, in the last 70 years since independence, India has done this or done that. 70 years is too short. It makes sound India too young, too small. It's 700 years of colonialism. But then 700 years of colonialism discourse makes one a very wants to be number one, it must go back to India was number one in civilization. India was number one in trade and economy. From 2nd to 30th. But also, the Nalanda University was also number one university. University also has to come back, and it coincides and go together. So I hope nowadays there's a lot of slogans going on from Delhi Darbar. There's India should be number one economy. But the number one export of India has been Buddhism. With low university, Buddhism has spread to Buddhism. And Indian government or India did not spend that much money. And the return has been coming and keep coming for 2,000 years. Now spread around the world. Hence, reviving Nalanda tradition in India is to revive and civilization. Because for thousands of years, Nalanda tradition, which was Dalai Lama, we have revived in the land where Nalanda tradition was. This is the gift of His Holiness Dalai Lama and the Tibetan people to this great yours, and we have preserved it, we have protected it. Now we want to promote right here in India, which will make India great again, which is compassion and happiness. That is the vision of His Holiness Dalai Lama, and that is the contribution. And I hope the people of this great land will join His Holiness Dalai Lama to make India a land of peace and compassion. Finally, let me end by saying, and this world is blessed with the presence of His Holiness, and hope His Holiness will live and the peace and prosperity world will benefit as well. And the prayer from Tibetan inside Tibet, wish of Tibetan people inside is to see His Holiness Dalai Lama in Tibet. Dream a reality. The land of gods, where Tibetan people would like to see Your Holiness, the great 14th Dalai Lama.
Tukzeche, Lobza Gazok Zatpa Tinlas Muniskorla kazok kalop demojek tene lobjang singges kumdonis mola te 다이어팅나 tene daksa koi sungsiadena thos thokkan nangjilna kawatana lexo tangrak yang na katin tangrak juste tene ejin nervous kumdonis yo yulma mangpojege na tene kula jatte senokjo tene ibos namsa jatte senok Ladakh riljong yargyas sokseni defponi skutsabs ryalpi wangyals kumdonichu
Presentation of award to His Holiness. Thank you awards to the Executive Council of Ladakh. Tibetan gold and silver. The symbolism of this Dharma chakra is as follows. The spokes represent the training of wisdom, the rim representing the training of meditative concentration, and the hub represents the training of ethical. Symbols of Dharma chakra are concordant with the features of all functions of the higher three higher. Represents them all. So it's reading through the symbolism that is distributed. A brief summary of symbolism of Dharma chakra. So the symbolic meaning of Dharma chakra, its special purpose and its auspiciousness on this occasion. First, the symbolic meaning of spokes. The 12 inner spokes represent 12 branches of scripture. The 21 middle spokes represent the 21 categories of the qualities of undefiled wisdom. Inexhaustibles that accompany mind generation. In total, there are 100 promise of His Holiness to remain on earth for 100. The outer rim represents the physical isolation of meditative civilization of Vajrabadi. The middle rim represents a verbal isolation of the meditative civilization of Vajra speech, and the inner rim represents the mental isolation of meditative stabilization of mind, Vajra mind. And the third, the symbolic meaning of the hub, the jewel of the wheel of joy at the hub represents the determination to be free from enlightenment. With enlightened mind and perfect vision, and its rim signifies all the good qualities of the grounds and paths gathered from Sutra and Tantra. These are enhanced by the three principal aspects of the path. Then fourth, the symbolic meaning of the rays of light, the rays of light radiating in His Holiness's light of compassion, wisdom, and love, spreading in every direction, dispelling the darkness of attachment, hatred, and ignorance from all sentient beings. Fifth, the symbolic meaning of the globe as the seed of the responsibility and the three commitments spread all over the world. The wise flock to him and venerate him as a master of peace. The Tibetan map at the center of the globe signifies the popular spread of our distinctive holiness. The Dalai Lama furthermore signifies that in the future, when the cause of Tibet has been settled, Tibet, the land of snow, will become a center of peace, and all sentient beings will forever experience the joys and charm of wealth and happiness. In gratitude to the lotus holder, whatever virtue is gained from the offering of Dharmachakra, made of silver and gold to the world's great master of peace, the only source of benefit and joy of all the people of every nation. And your deeds endure forever. All those related to you, dead or alive, in every stage of rebirth, may they be born in the land of snow, endowed with Dharma and delighted by offering of obedience. May it be the reason to become your disciple. Sarvamangalam. Books published by Garden Potong Office.
Langaje Rashis pe hubo Sangma Tramseo, then Sangma Rara Naseka Jangste Su Kastak Seka Juxiotkan, then Natang Skiao Changmang, then Jangste, Natang Sangme Rashis, Rock was the Paba that Cheseno to the Che.
Mitsangma Langorbe. So this is the final offering of song.
Hello.
Ayura